Oh, there it is. Let's go over here. Oh no, every time. Sure, get the right people in here. There we go. All right, so hopefully we'll start getting some people in. Not quite organized yet. I'm getting there. 15 minutes early. 15 minutes early. Oh dear, I can hear my own voice. There we go. I gotta get my book. Okay, I see a couple people popping in. Who do we have there? Hello, Kathy. So we've got Kathy. Hi, Melissa. Can't decide if I'm hot or cold right now. So I'm trying I'm using a different tripod because I think this one's easier for me to move from room to room rather than unclawing it. So we'll have to see how it goes. Picture's crisp, good. I actually washed my phone, so that could be why. Because I know it gets that makeup all over it. Hi, Dawn. And I don't wash it. I'm terrible. Okay. Oh my goodness, come on, computer. There. So now we just have to wait for everybody to get here. Hi, Lexi. We missed you last week, Lexi. Did you go back and watch the first class and get all caught up, or are you just watching along this time? Oh, do I look like I'm dubbed, Melissa? It's not syncing up with my mouth movements. Okay. Oh. Hi, June. Oh my goodness, okay. I gotta get my bearings about what we are doing today. We won't need this. I'm just gonna pull out all the pieces that we're gonna need. These. How's everyone's week going? Are we having a good week? I'm just in the middle of making a route in Asia, so it's over there now. So I'm trying to figure out where it is I'm at now, going from project to project. Brandy, would you give me the address for my iPad? Sure, I will post it right down here. Is that what you mean? Kathy? There's the link right there. Oh, you got to catch up, Lexi? That's okay. It's actually a really fast bag to cut this time, so. I was just checking out. Okay, so we are doing the net bag next month. And right now it's kind of neck and neck on the poll for June between the Winterberry wallet and the George Carryall bag. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of hoping for the George Carryall bag because I've been wanting to make myself one forever, and that'll force me to do it. Oh, Melissa, is it spring break there for April vacation? Is that what it is down south? We just had ours. We usually have ours at the end of March. What's this? Okay, I need those. I'm going to need this. I'm just grabbing out all of my exterior pieces right now, so I'm somewhat organized in what we're doing. What's this? Oh, that's the top panel. Yeah, we can do that today. Hi, Michelle. Welcome. So we've had an eventful week here. So my eldest caught COVID. So he has been home all week, and my youngest has it as well. Hi, Irene. How Dave and I have managed not to get it, I don't know, but I have the boys completely quarantined to their rooms, and they have to wear masks when they come out, and I'm delivering food to their door, and I'm not going to catch it. Am not. But they don't have it too bad. I worry about my youngest a little because he is asthmatic, and he has had to use his emergency inhaler a little bit because he's a little wheezy, but otherwise it's just like they have a really, really bad cold. So I think they must have the Omicron variant, which is good because that is just like a flu. I managed to go all of this time without any of us getting it, and yeah, the first weekend masks here, and it's in my house now. But better now than say catching it 2 years ago. So I'm thankful for that. What's this piece? Okay, we're gonna need those. All right, I think I have all my pieces I need. So if you hear coughing in the background, it's the kids. I lost my zipper overlay. I wonder where that went. I'll find out later. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor. Ooh, too old to bend over. Dawn, they were just saying that I was clear. Clearest I've been in a while. Crisp picture, so. Hopefully your picture sorts itself out. Shell, gotcha, shell, marine. I'm crisp, super crisp. So yeah, so as I was saying to those that popped on first, I am using a different tripod. This one I can actually pick up and take to the other machine rather than having to unclip my phone. I'll just have to adjust it when I want it to look down on the table rather than using my claw one that hangs over the table. That's my symbol for claw, by the way. Hey Jaded, welcome. I'm really thirsty. I stuck on my water and I have a pop here, so don't mind me. My throat is super dry. The air is, Kamloops is a desert, and it's starting to get into the dry time right now that all the snow's gone. So, oh, there you go, Dawn. I'm glad you got it fixed up. So I will be drinking throughout this. I'm sorry. I wish it was a glass of wine. That might be better. Did anybody have any questions about the homework? Did you get it all done? If you didn't get all your edge painting done, if you were doing that of the overlay pieces, you don't need to worry about that because we're not going to be doing that this week. You can always do that this week or over the next little while. Oh, Kathy, you're drinking wine. I actually don't like wine. I like to put a little bit of 7-Up in my wine and make like a whole wine cooler. I don't know. That's kind of gross, I know. Okay, so we have about half of the class in there right now. We'll just hold up. What time is it? Oh, we're still early. Still have 5 minutes. My back is all better, I'm happy to say. It's not hurting me today. I love me some Diet Dr. Pepper. It's my favorite. Hi, Lise. Welcome. Said all is good here, except for my 2 sons have COVID, so they're quarantined to their rooms. Luckily, Dave and I haven't managed to get it, so. Lexi, if you start drinking wine, you're not going to be able to sew. That's funny. Jaded, you are my girl. That's what I do with wine. I actually don't like wine, but I do like it with Sprite or 7-Up, so I will mix them together. So if I'm at like a wedding or something and I want to look like I'm a grown-up with wine, so I'll actually add some in there. I like the sparkling cheap stuff. Melissa, I edge paint the inside as well of the overlay. I'll do the outside and the inside. Here's mine right here. So this side looks really messy, but I have my whole outside. You can see it's shiny because I got my glossy coat on, as well as in here. But we're not going to be worrying about these pieces this week. I need to grab, I'm trying to get everything organized in here. I need to find my nickel zipper tape. I gotta go grab it. 1 second. I don't have it here yet. Ignore my messy room. All right. Oops. Got my zipper. Yes, we will. Well, if we get that far, I'm hoping we'll get as far as the zipper top part. Possibly. You know what, Dawn? Due to some medications I'm on, I can't even have alcohol. It's really sad. But hey, better to be healthy than to be drinking, I guess. But I do miss it sometimes. Oh, now we've lost a couple people. Some people must have lost connection. Oh, hey, Anna. Anna's in. I tell ya, I was so tempted to just come on in my pajamas today and not get dressed or anything. I had a really hard time getting going today. I think I actually started sewing at about 2 o'clock and got the exterior, you can see it right here, of my Rhodesia done. But yeah. Melissa, we're going to do piping just on the pockets, but you don't have to do that. And I'm using store-bought cloth piping. So the only piping we're doing is right along these pockets here. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But yeah, I'm not doing it around the whole exterior just because we're doing this with a binding finish. And especially if you're on a domestic machine, that's just going to make it more thicker than we need to make it. But if you're on an industrial machine and you're a piping queen, such as Anna, who I know probably will be putting piping on hers, go ahead and do it. You'll know how to do it. So, but I'm not going to show it in this class. Yeah, I knew Anna would be doing the piping. All right, so we're back up to half of the class in. So we'll just give it a little bit more. Yes, Melissa, that's right. Now, if you are going to do piping, remember this is a binding bag. So if you're not comfortable with binding, I wouldn't add in the piping just yet, because that's going to complicate it even more, because you're going to want to be really careful that when you're going and doing the binding that you're not sucking in that piping as well. But hey, have at her if you want to. I said I would probably do it if it wasn't a class, but because it's binding and I want to keep it as simple as we can. But everybody else, if you want to go back and do binding, have at her. It would look amazing. The piping with the binding is definitely a very intermediate thing. So, oh, I'm not wearing my wedding rings again today. I swear I'm still married. I just don't wear them when I'm at home. So the piping today then will be homework for everybody that's doing that, because we will not be doing it in here. But I can tell you how to do it and where you're going to put it on, but I'm not putting it on mine. What time are we looking at? We'll give it about another 4 minutes and then we will get started. Hi, Erica. Welcome. So people that were here last week that we're waiting for are Becky, Annie, Rhonda isn't going to be making it today, Cheryl, Kim, Rebecca, and Frankie. But Frankie is watching. She's not sewing along with us this time. Don's speaking a language right now in the chat that I don't understand. Like, what is Bartanura? I'm taking it that's a type of wine, maybe? So again, for everybody that's just popping in, if you hear any coughing coming from the room over there or upstairs, both of my boys have caught COVID. Dave and I do not have it yet. We are making them wear masks around us and they're quarantined to their rooms. I tell you, I sanitized everything upstairs. So yeah, if you hear like somebody's dying, that's all it is, but they aren't. It's just like they have a really bad cold and flu. They're actually doing pretty good, but Brady gets into coughing fits because he does have asthma, so it is affecting him a little bit more. Actually, Brady's test hasn't come back positive yet. Riley's came back positive the third day of symptoms. So yeah, Brady has had symptoms for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So today is the third day. Brady has the symptoms, but he has still tested negative. But I think sometimes you don't even test positive till the 4th or 5th day. In a way, I'm hoping Brady just has a cold that is also going around. There's also bird flu going around, I hear. But Riley definitely tested positive. He wasn't feeling well from like Saturday. He tested on Sunday and it was negative. He tested on Monday and it was positive. So they're young. They'll be fine. I just don't want Dave and I to catch it. I do not have time to be sick. Not gonna lie, I was kind of stressing that I was gonna catch it and not be able to do this class today, but I'm good. And again, my back is all better. It's not hurting me anymore. From last week, it kind of fixed itself. All right, so we will give it, what time is it? Another 3 minutes and then we'll get started. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl. So we're still waiting for Becky, Annie, Kim, Rebecca, and maybe Frankie. Oh, Jaded, I wish your back would fix itself too. I'm just glad I'm not hurting anymore. It's all aside. Okay, so the way I think I am going to do this class is we're going to do everything we possibly can at the table. And then we'll take all those, so we'll be doing multiple steps at the table, and then we'll take them all to the machine and we will sew them all at once. And then once that's all sewn, we'll come back and do everything we possibly can at the table and go back and forth that way, if that works for everybody. That is how I usually sew my bags. Usually I do it with my lining pieces as well, but I want to keep the exterior and the lining classes separate just because I don't want to create more confusion. So, hi Kim. So yeah, so like we will do the handles here, and we'll do the piping here, and then we'll move. So you can clip the video. Interesting. What does that mean, Jaded? You can clip the video. Kim. Okay, so we're waiting for Becky, Annie, Rebecca, and Frankie. Aw, Kim, that's okay. You can catch up later. I hope you're having a good night at work. There's Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. So we'll just give a few minutes to see. All we're missing now are Becky, Annie, and Frankie. I know Frankie is just, she's not sewing with us. She's just watching, but I know Becky and Annie are sewing with us. Rebecca. So we'll give them a few minutes. Oh no, Kim. Well, I hope we can brighten your day if you're having a bad day. Oh, interesting. There's a pair of scissors at the top of the screen. I pushed in to start recording a clip from the video. Oh, I can see it on my computer here too. Interesting. I wonder what that's for. So maybe you could just share a clip of a video if you want to keep something. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit sniffly, but it's only because I was petting my cat, Sir Titus, and I'm a little allergic to him, so my allergies are acting up a little bit. All right. A couple more minutes, and then we will get started. There's Annie. Oh no, Annie, you had dental work and in pain. Well, I hope we can make you feel a little bit better. All right, so it's just Becky we're waiting for. Oh no, June, you don't feel very good either. Oh no. Everybody's sick. I hope that everybody gets well soon. All right, well, let's get started. Let me find my instructions. You know what? They're on the floor over here. Oh my goodness, I am not organized. One sec. There's Titus right there. Let me feel down. Okay, so as I was saying before, I have my camera on a different tripod right now. Rather than using the claw that I usually hang over my table, I just thought it would be easier for moving from station to station. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. Okay, first thing we want to do is let's start prepping stuff. So we're going to prep as much as we possibly can at the table, and then take everything that we have over to the sewing machine, sew it, then bring it all back and keep doing it back and forth. It's just a time saver from having to go back and forth. This is how I usually sew. I usually do it with my lining pieces too, but I'm not going to do that today. But I just want to I just find it helps get things done faster. So, okay, so I'm going to bring you over here. Hello. And you have to let me know. I do have to put my phone down. Sorry, you get to see my chin there. Okay, is this a good view for everybody? Can everybody see my tabletop here? I think we're okay. Oh, Becky is here. Oh, you have 2 grandsons to watch. I'm so jealous. I can't wait for grandchildren. But do you know what? We have almost everybody here, so that's okay. Becky. All right. So yeah, just Frankie and Rhonda we're missing. This is good? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put this on the ground. All right. So as I said, we're going to go through. We're going to be kind of jumping around a little bit just because I want to save time from walking to the machine and walking to the table. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to prep our pull tabs. So if you want to pull your 2 pull tabs out. And then what we're going to do with our pull tabs is we're going to draw a line. It's 1-inch line straight down the middle of them. Just like how we do straps type thing. Oh, hi, Rhonda. You're here for a bit before your Easter dinner. That's good. All right. So this is the easy part. You can either use clips. I'm, of course, going to use double-sided tape. Put it along the long sides. And then we are going to fold those long sides into that center line like so. And then we are going to fold it in half again, exactly how we make straps. And then I'm just going to take some clips and hold those folds together. Can everybody see okay? Is my computer in the way? You seeing too much of my face? Probably bring it in a little bit more. There we go. That might be better. Oh, Cheryl's doing prom dress alterations. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't even know how to do that. Okay, and then go ahead and do the same with the other pull tab. Make sure they're even. Okay, and then what I like to do is I'll just take one of these clips to hold them together, and then I put them in my bucket. Okay, so then next what we're going to do, where are my handles? Top panel. Oh my goodness, I have lost my handles. Where did my handles go? So while I look for my handles, if you guys go ahead and do the exact same thing with your handles by putting a 2-inch mark up and then folding the long sides in and then into the center. My handles have disappeared. I hope I cut them. I thought I cut them. Oh, here they are. Oh my goodness. I'm fired. Fire me today. I'm fired. Now this is where you're going to want to decide if you are going to be putting strap ends on them. You can leave the edges raw here. If you are not, you're going to want to fold these in by 1/2 inch and then fold them to the center. So you won't have a raw edge on this, if that makes sense. I feel like you can't see what I'm doing here. So if you're not going to be putting strap ends on, you're going to want to fold this side in 1/2 inch on both sides and then fold them into the center so you have a finished edge. I don't need to worry about that because I am going to be putting strap ends on my handles. So we can go ahead and get those all prepped up. So again, use clips. If your machine does not like double-sided tape, I'm going to use double-sided tape. If I'm moving too fast, feel free to stop me. But I think we all know how to make handles, so get the easy stuff out of the way. Sure, the same length. Notice how I just throw everything on the floor? I'm terrible. Oops. And then fold the folded edges together to make a 1-inch strap. And would you guys believe this bag that I am making right now, I've already sold? I had a client see my demo bag and she wanted one in a black and white animal print. And I'm like, sweet, I'm actually making one and it'll be ready to go at the end of May. So she bought it. So that's exciting. So is this a good enough angle, or are you guys seeing too much of my side of my face? Lexi, you throw yourself on the floor. Not throw yourself on the floor. Throw your stuff on the floor. Okay, and then once that's done, I throw it in my... I just put all my stuff that I need to take to the machine and sew into a bin. And then we'll take it and sew it all when we get to the machine. Lise, we will not be attaching the handle until the 4th class. I just like to get the handles out of the way. I always do handles first. I don't know why. I just like to get them done and over with. But we won't be attaching them today, no. So today we are just prepping all of our exterior pieces, including our handles. Handles and a fresh bobbin do go together well. I don't know if I have a fresh bobbin in my machine, but I think I have enough to do my handles. Miss Coco's quiet today. She's actually hanging out with the boys. I think she knows they're not feeling well, so. All right. So I'll let everybody catch up. Let me know when you've got all that done. And next we're going to need our piping and our pocket pieces. So let me know when you guys are all ready to go. Rhonda's done. All right, Melissa, we know if you disappear, it's because you have a thunderstorm. No problem. There we go. Okay, Lisa. I do have a tutorial on how to do a double-sided two-tone handle. If that helps, you could check it out in my Bag Makers 101 playlist. I do have a class on that. Kathy's done. Eric is done. Dawn is done. Oh no, Melissa. Yeah, don't do the handle connectors. That's not quite yet. Okay, so next what we want to do is grab out one of our front slip pockets, and we want 6 inches of piping. So whether you made your own or if you're using cotton piping like me, I am just going to cut mine to 6 inches here. And then what we want to do is we actually, if you made your own piping, you can cut the cording out by a 1/2 inch on each side. This one I'm going to have to cut some of the cording out, and it's because we don't want to be running over the piping with our, when we're sewing it. So what we're going to do is from each end, I'm going to take my chalk and I'm going to measure in 1/2 inch and just mark it with my chalk on each end. Oh my goodness, I should have ironed it. And if you've used pre-made piping, and I guess if you've made your own as well, what you're going to do is the little stay stitches that are basted into place from that 1/2 inch line, you're just going to kind of pick out those stitches. I don't have a seam ripper here, so I'm being dangerous and using my, whatchamacallit, my X-Acto knife. It's not very sharp anyways, but. And then what you kind of want to do, okay, I need to just look closer because it's black, I can't see it. There we go. And then you just want to take the piping and kind of fold it down, or the cloth of it, and fold it down to that 1/2 inch mark, like so, and then cut that 1/2 inch of cording. Melissa, you can use cotton or you can use vinyl piping. It's whatever you want. I'm just using stuff that I had here. Okay, and once you've done that, you want to do the same on the opposite side. So you can see now I don't have any cording in that 1/2 inch there. So you want to go ahead and do that with 4 pieces of your piping. So you're going to cut 4 6-inch pieces and do the same with them all. Again, if you're on a domestic and you want to do piping on the exterior of the bag, we're not doing that in the class, but if you're on a domestic, using the cotton would probably be best because it's thinner. Brandy, I'm using pre-made vinyl piping. Would my machine go through it without removing the cording? I don't know what kind of cording is in it, Rhonda. Can you pick out some of the stitches and cut some of the cording away? We're sewing this piping onto these pockets today. We're going to be doing that like in a few minutes here. And this is the only piping I am doing on this bag. I'm not doing the external piping. Did I cut that too short? No. So you'll want to do that with all 4 pieces. Okay, yeah, Rhonda, just give it a test on your machine and see. The only thing that would worry me, let me go grab my demo bag here. 1 sec. 1 second. So if you look at the bag, this is what we're doing right here. So it wouldn't be so bad to sew it over at this point, but over here, this side is actually going to be stuck in a binded edge. So if you have cording in there, as well as the binding, and as well as if you're doing piping all the way around, that is going to be a really, really thick edge. So yeah, that's why we cut it off by 1/2 inch. So because we're sewing over top of it here, so we're not getting the binding cording there or the piping cording there. And on this side, we cut it away so it's not stuck in our binded edge when we do it, if that makes sense. Okay, Anna says, if the piping is glued in to your vinyl piping, you can use a hair dryer to loosen the glue so it can be taken apart. Melissa, I don't remember off the top of my head how big I make my piping when I do it. You'd have to check my tutorial for that. I'm just using pre-made piping for this, and it's a 1/2 inch piping. So yeah, Anna, who is the piping queen, would not leave the piping into the seam. So yeah, I think it would just, it'll just cause you a lot of upset when it comes to finishing the bag and then having that in the seam. So, but the other option is you could leave the piping off of these pockets. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Again, it's just one of those things that we can do if we want to do them. Okay, that one I've already done. I like the way it looks on the top of the pockets. So okay, Melissa, Anna says you cut piping strips depending on the size of your seam allowances. So I know I usually make mine for 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So that means like from this part to this part, like this one is a 1/2 inch. So yeah. But I'm not very good at math today, so. But we will be, our binded edge will be done with the 3/8 of an inch seam allowance on this bag. Okay, so that's 2 done. Anna says she usually likes a 1/2 inch seam allowance and cut her piping to 1.5 inches. It also depends on the diameter of your piping as well. If you need help, message me. So message Anna. She knows so much about piping. I'm not going to be showing piping in this today. That actually makes sense to me. I think I usually cut my piping to 1.25 inch, and the piping cord I usually use, I want to say, is 3/16, but I don't know. I'd have to actually look. Cheryl, your daughter's actually already claimed this bag. So yeah, it all is based on deciding on the width of your piping. If you're making your own, it also depends on your cording and all that. Like this cording in here, I believe this is only like 1/8 of an inch cording in this handmade stuff, or in this ready-made stuff. So both Cheryl and I already have people that have claimed our bags. That's awesome. Now, I am hopeful that this summer I'm going to go and visit Galaxy Customs. We will see. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to talk Anna into going live, and we will do a lesson on piping her way, because she is the queen of piping. I just fake it till I make it with piping, so. Okay, that's 3. I know this is a little bit tedious, but to have it out of that seam is key. And it just looks so nice along the top of those pockets. It just gives it a little extra something, something. So. Anna says an easy way to figure out is to take a scrap of your material you're piping with and wrap it around the piping. That's a good idea. Figure out the seam allowance you want from the piping cord, and it would be the width of your piping strips, if that makes any sense. That makes complete sense to me, Anna. Thank you so much for your tips. Okay. So I have all 4 of mine done. You guys let me know when you're ready to go. Trying to make sure I show everything. I know this is a weird-ish angle here. Okay. Kathy, you want to be whose personal assistant? You want to be my personal assistant? You don't eat a lot and you take little space, as long as you bring wine, I guess. I only wish I had a personal assistant. How's everybody making out? Okay, Erica's not doing the piping. Okay. Oh, Kathy, when I go to Galaxy, you want to come with me? Sure. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to have to take an extra suitcase, I think, because I'm pretty sure I will leave with stuff. Okay, Kathy's done. Dawn is not going to do any piping. Okay, so you guys may want to take a little bit. Well, never mind. Yeah, you're going to still be able to follow along. Okay, so what we want to do next is we want to take our piping and we want to put it along the curvy, this part here. And I'm just going to clip that in. Make sure both sides of that are going up. You don't want like where we cut it to like fold down like this. Otherwise it's going to show outside of the seam. You want to make sure that they are together. In the pattern, it says you can also glue this, but I don't want to wait for glue to dry. You could probably use double-sided tape too. Okay. And then once you have that all clipped, you're going to take your lining fabric. Oopsies. And we are going to put it right sides together with that and add it into the clips. If you wanted to go ahead and baste that piping first, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to worry about that though. We're going to get it all done at the same time. So if you're not doing the piping, you would also be doing the step where you're putting the exterior and the lining piece right sides together and clipping it along the top. And then go ahead and do that with the other 4 pockets as well. So there should be 4 pockets in all. Are you done already, Kathy? Did you do all 4 pockets? You may have a faster way of doing this. Some people don't need to clip. I am a person that loves to clip everything together because I like things to go together as they should. I'm just not talented to do it just like holding it and going under without clipping it in place. I just like to make sure everything is secured. Okay, so that's 2, and I'm putting that in my to be done bucket and doing the other ones. Kathy's, oh, that's why you're done, is because you, okay, but you did your 4 pockets right sides together, Kathy? I've got some glue or something on this one. I can wash that off later. You know what? I brought it right to the end. Wasn't paying attention. Let's do this again. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at you, Don. While we were all doing piping, you got a step ahead of us. Good for you. Oops. So is this still a good angle? Is this working for everybody, or do you prefer it when I have it overhead? Or does this work okay? This works okay, Kathy? This is good? Perfect. It's just going to be a lot easier for moving the camera from room to room. You get to see my messy table this way. That's really... Uh-oh. Did I cut this one? No. Did I cut this one too short? No, I'm good. Wonder if I should be worried that Coco is making no noise. Bizarre. I don't like it when she barks, but when she doesn't, I get worried. So Melissa asked, when you're unpick the edges like on the 1/2 inch, cut out the piping part inside the cording. Do you sew across it the rest of the way? Well, no, it's still all open, but we'll catch it when we sew it into here. So I just kind of clip it all together. So it won't come undone because you're going to work with it right away. I mean, if you want to go ahead and sew it again, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm catching it right now with my clips, just like I'm holding the ends together, and it's going to be okay. It kind of has memory of wanting to stay in place already. So all right, so that's all 4 of mine. Everybody let me know when you're done with that. You don't need the handle pieces yet. And those that are done, you can go ahead and pull out your 4 top panel pieces. Now remember, our top panel pieces are the ones, if you weren't with us for the cutting class, that we folded up the bottom of our pattern piece by 1/2 inch because we needed to make it a 1/2 inch shorter on the long sides because we're not doing a drop-in lining. Yeah, Rhonda, you're going to want to cut through that. Probably you won't be able to sew through that plastic cord, and it'll guarantee to make your binding an absolute nightmare. All right, is everybody done with the piping part? Okay, Melissa, go take care of your dog, and I hope your storm's not too bad. You can catch us on the replay. Okay, everybody good? And my table's messy. Okay, so now we are going to grab our zipper by the yard. And what I like to do is I like to keep my zipper just a smidgen longer. So it's going to be along this straight edge. So I'm going to go and cut it just a little bit longer. Right about there. Okay. And then on the back side of this, because I'm not going to put my zipper pulls on this right now, but I want to be able to have a line to help it when I do. So on one of the sides, I'm going to just put my ruler nice and even, about 1 inch on the back side of the tape. And I'm going to draw a line. And what that's going to do when we go to put our zipper pulls on, all we have to do is match up those lines, and then we have a straight zipper. It's just a lot better than putting it on and seeing and taking it off, and this just guarantees it. So this is how I do all of them. Oops, I lost my hook. Okay, and then once you have that, you can go ahead. You want to make sure where we had that line that they're staying on the same side. So I got my 2 straight edges here, right? So now I'm going to pull my tape apart. And then this one's going to go there, and this one's going to go here. Okay. Thank you, Erica. I want to say I learned that trick from Kasaya. I think I saw it on one of her lives, and I'd always have my zipper pulls on, and this just makes it so much easier and easier to attach. Okay, so you're going to take one of your lining panels, right side up. You can use clips. I'm going to use tape, and along that straight edge, I'm going to go ahead and put my tape along the top. Like so. And then we're going to take that first one. Oops, it's going to be this one. Okay, it's going to be facing this way. Right side up. I have my line on this side here. And I'm going to match it right side up all along that tape and stick it down. Like so. Then you take your other lining panel and do the same thing. Tape on the right side on the straight edge, not the curvy edge, the straight edge. And we're going to take the other one. Now our lines are going to be on the same side here. See, they're right there. And put this one right side up along that straight edge. The lining, Michelle, is right side up. So the zipper tape is right side up and the lining piece is right side up. I know I said we wouldn't be doing the lining, but this piece, this exterior piece goes together all at the same time. So, okay, so let me know when you're there. So the lining piece is right side up and the zipper is right side up. And we have both of our zipper lines that we drew on the same side. Man, I'm thirsty today. I have to call Coco. I'm worried. Coco, come here, Coco. Coco. I hear her. She's going to come now. Coco, come here, girl. She's alive. What? She's coming, right? Oh, there you are, girl. Why are you so quiet? You're scaring me. She's okay. Okay, you can go back to sleep. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Okay, how's everybody making out with that part? Oh, Coco. Anna, we only say that when she barks. Excuse you. She just let out a big toot. She's going to stink down here. Coco. Okay, go see your brother. Go see Benny. Go watch for Daddy to get home. She's super quiet. Holy. Okay, how's everybody making out with that? Don't want to move on too fast, so you guys are setting the pace, so let me know. Erica's done. Michelle's good. Melissa has left us. Dawn is ready. I think a lot of everybody else is just watching today. Okay, so now we're going to take our exterior pieces, and again, I have them straight edge to straight edge, right side up, and we're going to put tape along the straight edges, or just watch this part and you can use clips if you're not using tape like me. So I'll do one and then we'll do the other one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this one find the one it matches to, which is this. And we are going to put it right sides together, sandwiching that zipper tape. So you want to make sure you line it up good on the one side. And again, if you don't want to use tape, that's when you would go ahead and you would just clip all 3 of these layers together like so. But you know me, I love my tape. And if you cut everything right, they should be exactly the same on both sides, which they are. And it's okay that this is hanging over because that's where we're going to put our zipper on later. So go ahead and do the same thing with the other panel. Oops, let go. And, oh, Coco, there she goes. You got it, Kathy? Yeah, this is, we're putting it right sides together. Again, only use the tape if your machine likes tape, please. I always make sure I mention it because I got a nasty email from a subscriber once because he had used double-sided tape on his a little brother machine that he bought at Walmart, and he was trying to blame me for ruining his machine, and I'm just like, no, no, no. So now I always say to make sure you know your own limitations of your machines. So, all right. Uh-oh, Cheryl, you lost time and were delayed. So whereabouts are you at right now, Cheryl? Okay, and I believe that is all we can do for now. So as we're waiting for everybody to finish that up, I am going to take my bucket of sewing goodies, and then we are going to move over to the machine. So what I'm showing you here is exactly how I sew every bag. When I'm at this table, I do every little bit that I can at the table. And then when I've run out of stuff that I can put together, then I go to the machine and I sew, and then I come back and do it over and over again. So when I'm doing my tutorials, you can imagine how much editing I have to do to kind of make sure things are all in order. So, okay. So this is where it's going to be easier. Hi. I get a much better angle up this way too. Oh no, Cheryl. I hope you still hang around and watch with us. Okay. Okay, and I am going to bring the chat up on my computer that I have right here. Where am I going? I have to sign in. Okay. So I'm just signing. I have my laptop right here. This is my broken laptop that started working after I got a new one. So, okay. Let me make sure you guys can see what we're doing here. I think that's okay. You can see okay there. Is that a good angle? I think it's okay. Okay. You guys all let me know when you are ready. I'm actually going to check my bobbin, because I will do handles first to make sure I have enough on my bobbin. So while I'm waiting, I'm also going to check my tension with a 4 layers of vinyl just to make sure my tension is good. And is that a good enough angle? Can everybody see okay? It's my squeaky knee lift. So one thing I always do is check my tension on the vinyl I'm using. Again, I just oiled my machine, so I apologize. Okay, I need to tighten it up a little. Especially for straps, because you're going to be able to see both sides of it. Black, it's a little bit hard to see. I think that's good. Lee's got a scoot. Okay. Oh, your hubby might have found you a car. Okay, well, we'll see you on the rerun then. Okay, Kim, have a good day at work. Okay, so I do have my zipper foot on here. You don't need the zipper foot just yet. I have it on here from working on my Rhodesia bag. And I know we're going to be putting it on when we get to the piping thing. So I'm just going to leave it on. You can have your regular foot on as well. So let me know when you're ready to move on. Oopsies. Oh, I got an ad. Oh, I hear Benny. All right, give it a few more minutes and then we will, if you want to get your straps out, Kathy, that's what we're going to do next. I'm actually going to put a bucket up here to put my finished stuff after. Okay, Michelle's ready. Okay, so I assume everybody's made straps. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down each side with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I always start on the side that we have clipped, just so we can get that all good. I'm using a 5.5 stitch length on my industrial machine. And I'm just going to start going. Now, if you fold it over the edges of here, I'm leaving mine raw, but if you fold it over your edges, you're going to have to go across these short ends as well. Actually, do you know what? I'll probably go across the short ends too, just to show you how to do it, even though I'm sure you know how already. Just going to double check that my stitches are good. They're good. And so if you had your sides folded down here because you weren't leaving it raw, that's where you put your needle down and you would pivot like so. And then pivot again and go down the folded side. Oh, wow, Kathy, you put gold into them. Wow. Oh, Coco, she's barking now. See, be careful what you wish for, right? So, and then I always have a bucket on the other side of my computer, or on the other side of my machine. Usually it's where my computer is, and that's where I throw my finished pieces. Okay, so that's the 2 straps done. Homework for these will be, I'm not going to do it today, is if you are putting strap ends on these for homework, you will go ahead and put the strap ends on your 2 handles. Okay, everybody let me know when you're done that. Everybody see my sewing pants of the day? Gray camo. I have sweet legs that I wear, a different pair every day. These are my sewing pants of the day. My favorite SPCA sweatshirt. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take our connectors, and we're going to do exactly like we did with the straps, just on a smaller scale, and do 1/8 of an inch down one side and 1/8 of an inch down the other on both pieces. So you can go ahead and do that. But I am going to do these at the same time. Oops, this is a little hard with the zipper foot. So I'm actually going to chain stitch them like so, because we don't have to worry about doing that short edge. And then go down the folded side on the opposite side. Hi, Benny. My old man's here. Now you can clip them apart. And those are our tabs done. Okay, everybody let me know when you're done your straps and your tabs, and then we will move on to the pockets. Hey, Benny. So to do these, you are going to want to put on a zipper foot or a piping foot if you have one. I'm using my right side zipper foot. We are a quiet group tonight. Holy moly. Dawn's done. The finished zipper strap should be 1/2 inch wide. Michelle. Oh, Erica, that's perfectly fine. You can make them as wide as you want them to be. So in this pattern, they're mainly for opening and closing the zipper. So yeah, you'll just have to know that you're going to put a D-ring in there when we get to that part. Is the pattern, it isn't a D-ring connector, it's just a little tabby thing. But if you want it to be a D-ring, absolutely works. Okay, Kathy's done. Okay, so we're going to move on. So I've grabbed one of my slip pockets and I have my zipper foot on. Does everybody have their zipper and piping foot on? If you want to watch how I do the first one here. So I'm putting my stitch length back down to a far. I have my zipper foot right along. I'm feeling where the piping is, and it's about 1/4 of an inch, it looks like here. And I'm going to follow it all the way up. So I'm going to back stitch, and I'm making sure my zipper foot is staying right next to that piping. If I don't get it perfect this time, I can go back over my stitches, not a problem. Piping foot would be a lot easier, I think. I've never used one, but it would go right over top of that piping, so you would be super close. And then what you want to do is flip it up like almost right sides together. And you can see I did not get close enough to my piping. Can you see that? See, I can see my stitches there. So I'm going to go back in and try to get closer to my stitches there. And that's me being scared of running over the piping, but so now I'm in at about a 3/8 of an inch. Kind of an inch or 1/8 of an inch away from that first 1/4 inch mark that we did. I know this is kind of a longer way to do it, but I just want to make sure I don't run over my piping. I started with a 1/4 inch, Dawn, and then tested it to look to see what it was. And then I went back in with a 3/8, and it's looking good now. See, all my stitches are hidden. We are good to go. So 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and you just want to make it so when you put them right sides together or wrong sides together, none of that basting stitch is showing. So on that note, what the next step is to do is to fold them wrong sides together. And then we're going to go ahead and top stitch along there. Put them nice and taut, and then we're going to go ahead, we got them wrong sides together, and we're going to go ahead and top stitch along the top there. Yes, 3/8 when not using your piping, Michelle. Sorry. And then if you're not using piping, again, you would go pull the wrong sides together and then top stitch along that seam. I should have checked we're okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. So in the end, you get something like that and like that. And you're going to go ahead and do that with the other 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to watch the comments. Stop me if you have a question, but you're just going to repeat that with the other 3. So this one I'm just going to go right in with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance because I know I'm good. Still get a little bit closer. You can see I kind of went a little oblong here. See how I started good at 3/8 and then it kind of went to a 1/4. So I'm just going to go back in and fix that. Okay, and that's looking good. So now I'm going to fold them wrong sides together, and I'm just finger pressing them and then top stitching. Does that make sense to everybody? Clear as mud? I don't even know what that saying means, clear as mud, because mud's not clear. Now here's an example. I got too close to my piping right here. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just put it on the back of the bag, but that's what I fear about running over my piping. And I did do it a little bit right there, but I'm just going to go with it because this will go on the back of the bag and I will probably be the only one that notices it, to be honest. Another one done. And I know I didn't get close enough to it with that one. But it just shows that if you don't get it perfect the first time, you can get it perfect the second time. Guess I surprised myself. Huh, never mind. This one was good. I didn't think it was going to be. No, I could get a little closer. I lied. Okay. My knee lift is still squeaky. It's been squeaky since day one. I have oiled it and everything, and I think it's just the voice of my machine. Better. You could take this to your iron too and press it if you wanted to. Just be careful if you're using vinyl. I don't work with waterproof canvas very often, so I don't really know how it takes to an iron, so I'm not risking it. So otherwise I would go and I would iron it from the lining side, but I am not a user of waterproof canvas very often. But for a bag this big, definitely. You're so pretty. Is another one done? Doesn't that look nice? Threads everywhere. And that's why my floor looks so bad. Okay. Another pass with this one for sure. Yep. This one was my best one yet. Satisfying. So what I'll end up doing is pick my best 2 pockets for the front of the bag, and then my not so best ones will go on the back. This one is my bestest of all. Holy, turned out good. Okay. Everybody let me know when you're done that, and we will move on to the top zipper panels. We're making good time. So that's good. Believe it or not, we are close to being done all the exterior pieces. Benny's sitting here staring at me. What, baby? Hi. Kathy's done. Yes, you are, Cheryl. You're top stitching right under the piping. At 1/8 of an inch. Just like so. So 1/8 of an inch from the fold. Not from the piping, but from the seam there. Just like that. Don't step on my pedal bin. Erica's done. Oh, John, I'm sorry, I missed your comment. It's a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Sorry, I missed that. The whole bag is a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. The piping, I always just start with the 1/4 inch just to see how close I am to the piping without running it over. It's kind of how I test it. It's a Brandy thing. You could probably just go in with 3/8 because that's what I ended up doing anyways, but how's everyone making out? Michelle's done. Erica's done. Kathy is done. Dawn is almost done. It's okay. We'll give you a couple more minutes. No problem. It's important we don't get too far ahead. Rebecca is done. My house is way too quiet. I think the boys are sleeping with COVID. They sleep so much. I am so thankful that Dave and I haven't caught it yet, but I want my babies to be better. Their fevers aren't too high though. They're only about 100 degrees, which isn't too bad. They're not eating very much though. One of the reasons why we're getting Kentucky Fried Chicken tonight, I know it's not good for us, but I know that they will eat it because we don't get it often and they love it. And I just need them to be fed. As my tummy's growling. Okay, how's everybody making out? Are we almost ready to move on to the top panel? Oh, Coco, there she is. No, Jaded, they didn't lose their taste or anything like that. I think they probably have the Omicron variant, which is really just like a flu, thankfully. Said, my youngest hasn't tested positive yet, but he's been sick for about 3 days with the same symptoms as my oldest who did. But my oldest didn't test positive till the 4th day of not feeling well. So Brady's only on his 3rd day, so we'll see what happens tomorrow when we test him. Thankfully, the British Columbia government gives free rapid testing, so we have about 4 different kits here for that, so thank goodness. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our first top panel, and along the side that has the zipper, so the straight edge, again, you're going to want your zipper foot on, and we are going to sew that with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And try to keep it as straight as possible so you don't have a wavy zipper. Okay, and when I get to the end of this one, I'm actually going to chain stitch it and grab my other one on that straight edge and join in. We can go ahead and cut them apart. Okay, everybody let me know when you're there. All right, so then the next thing we want to do is we want to take the lining and the exterior and we want to pull them wrong sides together. So again, you can finger press. I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape and just lay it along that seam like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and push that seam nice and taut away from the zipper. And you want to double check that you got your zipper nice and straight. Mine is good. You want to also make sure you didn't get too close to the zipper because you're going to want it to move freely. So like so. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same for the lining to pull it wrong sides together. Again, finger press this if your machine does not like double-sided tape. My machine loves double-sided tape. Actually, I don't think any machine loves double-sided tape. Mine just puts up with it and can get through it. So, okay. And then push that nice and away. The lining side, you definitely want to make sure is away from the zipper, because that is, I know when I make bags, sometimes I don't pay attention to the lining, and then that's what gets stuck in the teeth. So you definitely want to make sure it is away from the teeth. And if everything was cut right, they should line up nicely, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and along the 3 raw edges, we're going to baste them, and then we're going to top stitch all the way across the zipper. So I always start on the bottom part. So we're basting the exterior and the lining piece wrong sides together. I sound like I'm going to be running out of bobbing here pretty quick. I might want to check that before. I'll be fine. I'm playing chicken with my bobbin. We'll see what happens. And then across the zipper. Come on, bobbin. We can do it. Woohoo! I'm a little uneven here, but I will trim it up and we'll be fine. And then you're going to go ahead and repeat with the other panel. And I'm going to check my bobbin. That's what one looks like that. And you can see I went a little wonky here. Obviously I cut it wrong, so I will trim that up. And this one is a little short, but that's okay, because this is going to be a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, and it's going to catch that unevenness in it. So I'm not going to worry about that at all. I probably got enough for one more. That came up way too easy. Let's make sure that's okay. Sometimes my bobbin likes to have a mind of its own. We're good. Oh no, Cheryl, your zipper's upside down. Make sure it's right side up on your lining pieces. Oh goodness. I've done it, trust me. Been there, done that. I mean, it would work out okay if you want your lining pieces to be your exterior, but did you do it on both of them, Cheryl? On both panels or just one? I did that once. Actually, it's actually in my stone crop tutorial. The blue callus stone crop and those front zipper pockets. Whoops. Oh, man. I did that exact same thing, and I put them in upside down, and you see me do it, and I kept it in because, I mean, I should show my mistakes. But yeah, that was frustrating, and then I had to take it all apart. And oh, just one because you're playing catch up. Okay, slow down. It's okay. That's what the replay is for. The lining will go together a lot faster than the exterior. I'm hoping we'll get through the whole exterior tonight. We've only got a half hour left, but if we don't, we'll finish it up next week because the lining I don't think is going to take the full 2 hours. It's going to be fast. The lining is much, much faster than the exterior. Come on. I'm learning that double-sided tape does not like to stick to waterproof canvas. Hi, Coco. Maybe my machine needs some oil. It's making weird sound. We'll service it tomorrow. Oops. Filter. And I ran out of bobbin. Look at that. That's what the weird sound was. But I didn't get in my top stitching, so I'm okay. Oh, Coco. Always so noisy. Start here because I missed some. Sounding better now. All right, so my to-sew bucket is empty. So while we're all finishing that up, I'm going to move back to the table. So now I have my all sewn stuff, and we will take it back. Hello. Oops. Yeah, this is much easier to carry. Oh, except for now, look how dirty my studio floor is. Isn't that embarrassing? Okay. Benny, out of the way. All right, so everybody let me know when you are all done that. Benny, out of my bucket. Benny. Oh my gosh, dog. Yeah, I think I like this tripod. I think it works well. Maybe I'll have to try it for my tutorials as well. Maybe it'll be a better angle. Everything making sense to everybody? Okay, we can put our, no. How are we all making out? That's weird, Dawn, because if your lining was right side up and your zipper was right side up, they wouldn't be facing the lining. So yeah, they should be, when you fold them wrong sides together, are they going into the lining this way? Or you mean your zipper teeth are on the back side? So you probably put them right sides together. Yeah, you got to make sure. I think you want to, I'm thinking what you did was put your lining pieces right side together with your zipper teeth, where you needed your zipper right side up and your lining right side up. And then you take your exterior and put them right sides together. Oh dear. And that's okay. Had you done your top stitching already, Dawn? Or, because if you didn't do your top stitching, easy fix. Otherwise you're gonna have to be very careful and follow your top stitching holes. Okay, Michelle's done. Oh, well, that's good. So you didn't use vinyl, so you should be okay. Okay, are we ready to move on to the next part? Erica's done. Michelle's done. Erica's done. Cheryl and Dawn are fixing their zippers because they are the wrong way down. Again, been there, done that. Did it in a tutorial. Oh my gosh. Okay, because we only got 20 minutes, I'm going to move on. So I am going to take, this is my zipper jig. My husband made me this. It's a fork and a vise of some sort. And this is how I put my pulls on. So I'm going to just kind of show you what I do. And you guys can put your pulls on however you want. So I'm doing a double pull. So I'm going to take my first one. Do you know what? If I had been smart, I would have done it on both sides. Oh, well. So this is where I'm going to take those lines and I am going to line them up. So when it goes in, see, it's not quite lined up. Said I should have done this on the other side too, because I forgot I was doing a double zipper pull. So I'll struggle with it a little bit, but it'll get on. Okay. So now that's on, see that line? It's on nice and straight. And if I had been smart, I would have left this side longer. Oh, do you know what? It didn't go on straight. Look at that. What the heck? So something happened. Oh, they should go on straight. Try that again. So yes, put your 2 zipper pulls on. For some reason, mine shift did. No, do you know what? It'll be fine. No, it won't. So my little line trick did not work for me this time because somehow I did my panels slightly different. So I'm just going to have to play with them until I see that my panels, these panels here, line up. There we go. So you can see my panels are lining up now. And then I'm going to have to go through and do the same on the other side to put on the other pull. I should have left both sides long, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Still works. I'm too tricked. Oh, Jaded. Well, you can definitely do it beforehand too. Come on. So usually when I leave it long on one side, it makes it a lot easier, but I was a dummy. I didn't do that. Come on. And I never struggle with this. Of course, it's just because we are on camera. I have a finicky zipper here and I did not leave it long enough. Okay, I got that on there now. So let's try this way and see if I get it on. I think I have a finicky pull. Worst case scenario, this will be a one pull bag. Oh, I see why. Come on, get on there. So I have a faulty zipper right there. That does not make me happy. Just cut some of this away. Try again. So yes, what I should have done was left this long on both sides because that would have been a lot easier, but I was a dummy. But that's okay. Worst case scenario, we'll just have one pull on this. And I actually think that's what I'm going to do because the end of my zipper teeth here, I can't cut it back anymore, but it's broken. So I'm just going to keep one pull on this one. You can decide if you want to do one or two pulls. I'm only going to do the one. And then actually we're going to put this aside till tomorrow. I may try to fight to put that other pull on tomorrow. So yes, so the zipper panels can wait till next class to put your zipper pulls on because I'm struggling with mine too. So it's just going to, I'll fight with it later. Made them go the wrong direction. That's funny. Okay, so what I like to do is I'd like to take my pocket pieces and find my two, the ones I like the best that mirror each other. Not that one. So which I think is these two here. And they are going to be my front panel. So I'm just going to trim off these little wings here. Like so. And take one of your panels. You can see my cutting is a little bit off on this one, so I'm going to trim it up so they match up. That's just from lazy cutting when I cut my lining pieces. And then we're going to have one of these on one side and one of these on the other. So you're going to match up that curve like so. And clip those edges like so. Do the same with the other side. Just match up the curves. Clip it into place. And then I like to take some double-sided tape, and where these floppy things are here, I'm just going to take some tape to hold it in place. Now, one thing I actually forgot to mention when we were doing those zipper panels, you're going to notice that I didn't put foam into the zipper panels. And that is due to doing the binding around there. Sometimes the binding around is, like, I didn't do it on here, but the binding around the zipper panel, when there's foam in here, sometimes it gets like this big, ugly, whatever. So when I did my top panel, I did not put any foam in there. So you can if you want to, but I did not. I probably should have mentioned that before. The pattern has you do it, but it has you cut it out of all of the seam allowances. And I just don't have a good way of basting that in like that. And I find that it was more than stable with without doing it. Most spoiler bags that I do not have any kind of interfacing in that top panel. And that's why I chose to leave it out. So that is what we have there. So I just have those stuck down with double-sided tape like that. And then you're going to do the same with the back panel. Wherever I put it. There it is. So looking at the clock, we're not going to get the full exterior done today because we've only got 10 minutes left, but the lining goes together super fast, so that's okay. How's everybody making out? See, I may actually go back with my zipper panel and do it again just because I really want that double pull, and for some reason my zipper tape just is broken right at that point. It's missing like 3 teeth in the middle. That's why it's not catching. So we had zipper panel problems today, but yeah, I should have checked my tape closer, looking for whatever. So I will do that for homework and fix that up because I do want to have 2 pulls. because we're not quite even there. There we go. How's everybody making out? Everybody got really quiet. There we go. Okay, well, everybody's catching up there. I'm going to see if I can get this zipper thing on. I want to do it so bad. I wonder if I could do it from the other side. I don't think so. I can try. Oh, Jaded, you're not feeling well. I bet I could go. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I figured out a way to do it. Or maybe not. No, I did not. I can do it. I said right here, I'm missing 2 teeth parsed way up, but I don't want to clip it off anymore. Oh my goodness, Dawn, you bobbin. The bobbin one did it. Come on. I want you to catch something. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, please be even. The zipper gods were in my favor. Yay! That makes me so happy. Perfect. So yes, if you I should have said if you decide you want to put foam or anything in there, you could have, but I said it in the top of my bowler bags. I never do, just because when we go to bind this, that's always the toughest part for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm so happy. I don't have to redo it. Okay, and I lost my little thingies here. Okay, so all we have left to do really is some basting. I wish my zipper teeth had stayed together right there. I'm actually going to do this bottom part. This is the side that wasn't broken again because I want them to stay shut. I swear, I never have this much problem with zippers. It must be because I'm live. And we will be doing the final interfacing with foam, I believe, next week. The exterior, believe it or not, is pretty much... Oh yeah, went on straight that time. Done. So we want to finish off... Here's Coco. So I'm putting my zipper panel aside for now. I'm putting my little ends aside for now. We will do those next week. And all that's left to do is we're going to go ahead and baste these on. So I'll take you back to the machine. Again, we didn't get as far as I hoped, but the exterior takes the most time. The lining won't take very much time next week, so we'll have a little extra time there. Oops. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to baste down these sides and up the center here. Hold these in place with an 1/8 inch seam allowance. and all the way up the center part too. This part here, you want to make sure it's only 1/8 of an inch because this is going to be hidden by our straps. Just like so. And do that with the other 3 sides. Now, if you do decide to put foam in that top panel, like I was saying, I said, I can't remember if I did it in the tutorial or not. I don't think I did. But if you do, make sure you cut the foam out of the bottom straight edge where the binding will be. So it's really a choice of preference whether you want to do the foam on that top panel or not. I opted out. So all that's left for these front panels is we will do our connectors next week, which are fast. We'll put the foam on this first. Actually, that could probably be homework. Hello. Oopsies. Put it in here. I can't remember. Okay. So, let me move you guys up. Homework for next week. Hello. You are going to fuse on your bottom in the center. You know what? We'll do it all together next week because I want to show you how I do this. So there's no homework except for to get all caught up. So this is what we have so far. We have almost our whole front panel except for our connectors done. And we don't have it on foam, but we will do that next week. Next week, we will also be putting our bottom stabilizer and our foam on this. And our handles, and then all of the lining pieces. The lining pieces, super fast. So, I mean, we've already done part of it with this. So again, for those of you that haven't done this already, I mean, I should have let you know that if you decided you want to put foam on the vinyl side of this, you totally could have. You just would have wanted to make sure you kept the foam out of the seam allowances for when we go to do the binding. But again, I don't remember if I did it in this one or not. I'd have to go back and look at my tutorial, but it's not needed if you don't want to do it, but you can if you want to. Anyways, I'm tired. That zipper did me in. So yeah, so if everybody could do that, get all of this caught up, and then yeah, it's just after 6 now. So the first half of the class next week we'll be finishing up the exterior, and then the second half will be doing the lining, and that should be great. And then the next class will be putting it all together. How was this for everybody? Did it work out good? Was this good angle? Were we good? Curious for your feedback. Everybody's been really quiet. I'm assuming so. Everybody's gone. You liked it, Jaded? Okay, cool. Again, it showed I struggled. Like, I struggled with this. I am so happy that I got this on. You have absolutely no idea how happy I am. So happy. You weren't alone, Dawn. These angles are really good, so I should keep it with this tripod. Did you find it was easier, not so dizzy going from machine to machine? Awesome. All right. Awesome job, guys. Okay. So yeah, get all caught up if you were just watching, and get these parts done. Next week, we will be putting on the main stabilizers for all of the exterior pieces, and doing the lining pieces. So, and then we're putting it all together the following week. So yeah, we're about, believe it or not, halfway done already. So, okay. So thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you next week. If you have any questions, remember you can always shoot me an email, or you can catch me on Facebook there, what have you, and I'm more than willing to help you through as you catch up through the week, okay? Everybody have a great night. Bye.